1. History was wrong. There weren't vampires. There are. Many. Boys and girls and the unsure in between. Dead but undead. Jealous for the lives of others, as always. They drink the blood and it tastes of likes and subscribes. They stay home on weekends and sharpen their teeth. I want to eat the world, they say. Blood that tastes as clean as chick peeps, or melted candied apples, anything sweet. You're just depressed, their lovers say, before they leave them. They lay in bed through the day, not hiding from the light, but the world it reveals that they can't take part in. They're born looking the same, but inside different. Nature's disguise. When the lions look like sheep, it even confuses the lions. If you're not careful, you can eat yourself. Glutton the mutton, she say, and giggle. If I were a vampire, who should I eat? I ask. But the answer was always clear. You should eat everyone. 2. Propped up on pillows and under covers, the vampires lay, sad because they were here at all. They slowly turn blue because they're breathless, lungs as flat as Auschwitz shoes, all the air in the world, but not meant for them to consume. And, if the earth hates them, they hate themselves even more. And the people never know, the vampires are sorry, filled with it. Who wants to be born a monster? Every single bone bent inside your body, like a shipwreck, 2 pupils in one eye, looking 2 different places. 3. We came to find them, to become them. No one wants to die, at first, but in the end you do. We came to be bitten, to belong, to feel teeth, to be chosen, to be chewed. Those mythical men that live forever, versus those that never have. We lay in the shadows of closed shops, far from the reach of the world, rivers of blood, fangs like hypodermic needles. Do you think each vampire has a heart like a vacuum, pulling victims close? Then, like a motor tied on top of a mango tree, sucking up the sweet. They could tell if a vampire had gotten to their daughter in the night, not because the snake bite on her neck, but because of the massive hickey. But really, it was all just bad fiction. If you found a virgin helpless in bed, the last thing you'd bite is her neck. 4. We stood in a nearby frozen village, staring up at the castle. It wasn't much, it wasn't even his. They said he never even went there. Just as well, the room so small, there was hardly wall space for a big screen TV, no windows. The snow would fall in, then accumulate. It wasn't even on top of a big hill. The villagers could just stop by after shopping for souvenir plastic teeth, vinyl capes, and rubber hatchets, walk through the castle's open gate and stake his heart. If you're a vampire, I think you don't get a castle on a hill. You get a hole in the ground and hide. Or maybe you become a doctor, stealing blood samples every day for lunch and dinner, writing bogus opioid prescriptions to feed your addictions. No one would know anyway. They're all going to die. Maybe you head west, dig a hole in the ground, in the middle of the desert, and feed off camels. Or mesmerize 1,000 mosquitoes to bring you one small blood drop at a time. The humans are helpless today. They wouldn't even know where to buy a pitchfork, or fashion a torch without catching on fire. Make a sharp stake safely. People barely even know to cut away from their body. They'd approach the vampire's crypt with their phone flashlight and wielding chopsticks. 5. Those vampires would never have lived in Brasov, she says. A small village hugging the earth like tuberculosis hugs a lung. The people locked in their houses, watching each other from their windows, not even realizing they don't have a pulse to protect. They would have gone to Rio, where it's warm and there was carnival, or Oaxaca, where they could walk around undisguised, a brothel in Calcutta, or walk the streets of Havana handing out little jolts of electricity like candy. But what do I know? From rented windows, where all I can see is snow smothering snow. In the History Museum, there's a plaque that says, "Once upon a time, the locals lit the city on fire. In the middle of the night, they burned all of Romania. Most of the people went up in smoke with their beds, but the vampires rose up in the air, little burnt branches with fangs, then ran off through the smoldering forests on legs like tiny burnt matches, seeking a better Eden." The people forget we are all God's creatures, and no one ever considers what they wanted, the unkind world their kind was born into. Maybe they looked for a new land, where the streets weren't gold, but instead leaked blood, where the sun never came up, and the people were docile. No one wants to fight for their food, and everyone wants to be accepted, even monsters. We love the vampires for their life, even if it's stolen, and no one ever mourns the cattle. 6. After a month, we sit and stare at each other across the room. After the romance of winter has faded, but the ache hasn't. This is what the body becomes when it hasn't been wanted in weeks. Both of us knowing we haven't been bitten. We hold out our hands to show and be seen, and the snow melts, just like we will. Bits of lace. I stare in the mirror. What does it take to feel real again? If not blood, then what? That sensation where sometimes you want to be fed on, and sometimes you just want to feed. We came and went, like all humans do, and the vampires, they did the worst thing. They left us alive.